Yo, what up guys? Old School Dan coming to you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful freaking day out here. And in today's video, let's talk about why old school bodybuilders mainly use basic exercises. So before we dive into today's video, I want to remind you that Vince Gironda said bodybuilding is 85% nutrition and 15% training. So if your nutrition isn't on point, your physique isn't going to be on point. Also, if your nutrition isn't on point and your health isn't going to be on point. So if you want to get all that right, I would be more than honored and blessed to walk you through the process into becoming more fit and transforming your physique and mind overall. So if you really want to do that, shoot me an email or shoot me a DM on Instagram. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. So number one, they work. Basic exercises, and they work the best actually. Look at the studies. I want you to Google EMG studies on EMG studies on, bench pressing, presses, pull-ups, bent over rows. You'll see that a lot of these exercises are at the top ranking for muscle stimulation. You'll get like a machine press right here, like maybe like 68 on the scale, and you get flat dumbbell press like 85, and you get bench press which is like 98, which is the freaking highest. And if you look at every silver, I'm talking about the 1940s here, right? This video is about like 1940 year bodybuilders. You look at all their exercises: bench press, incline press, flies, pull-ups, chins, pull downs, rows, squats, front squats, hack squats, calf raises, all the really basic stuff. All right, nothing super fancy like there was of today. But look at the physiques of the 1940s and compare it to the physiques of 2020. Have our physiques improved since we've had more variety and more machines? In my opinion, not really. I feel like in the 1940s, while they're all natural, they had probably the best physiques I've ever seen. In 2020, not so much. I mean, do we really need all these hammer strength, Nautilus, all this other really fancy equipment for people? It does have some use, and I'm not totally disregarding it, but I'm just saying that the reason these old school bodybuilders use these basic exercises is because they work the best, and they did stimulate a lot of the muscle fibers in that muscle they were working. Bench press highly works the chest. Squats really works the legs. Calf raises really works the calves. All these really basic exercises really work those muscles really well. And I encourage you to do the studies, because maybe you may not trust me, you may not believe me, but I want you to Google the EMG studies and you'll see that I'm right. So let's move on to the second reason. Number two, they're simple. I always highly recommend someone learns the basics first. It's your foundation. And if you don't know how to do a squat, if you don't know how to do a bench press, if you don't know how to do a press, how are you going to be able to learn all these fancy little movements that people come up with? Like these really tricky stuff, like doing a press on a Bosey ball, or like this really like really just weird, these really fancy or these really complicated way people have given people to train that works the best. Like if you don't really even know how to do the basics, how are you going to expect to do really well in these other exercises? It's kind of like the same thing. It's like if you want to run an online business, but you've never ran a business in person, how do you expect to do it online? You have to get good at one thing first and then jump to the next. All right, but having a solid foundation is going to be huge for muscle building. Look at guys like Arnold, Reg Park, even me. I've built a solid foundation over the years. I've spent many years doing powerlifting, Olympic lifting, and bodybuilding. Like I literally stuck to all the same basic exercises for years. Like I did lots of power cleans, hang cleans, bench pressing, deadlifting, lots of curls, just like really basic exercises that anyone can do. Anybody learns the first thing they come around lifting. I didn't learn any of these like really weird like dumbbell curls, holding the dumbbell like this for the curl, or drag curl. Like I didn't learn any of that stuff first. I learned all the basics first. And a lot of people, when they compliment me on my physique, they say, "Wow, it looks like you're on Diana Ball. You always have like this full look, like this full round and thick dense look. How'd you do that?" Because I just focus on the basics. I did lots of years of hang cleaning, power cleaning, deadlifting, like I just mentioned, like literally seconds ago. All right, so they're simple, really easy to follow. And the last reason, it's kind of really only what they knew. There wasn't any of these fancy hammer strength, Nautilus, and other brand machines out there. I'm referring to the 1940s. Like they didn't have those type of machines back then. Like they had a cable, they had a hamstring curl, but nothing super like, you know, complex like the machines we have today. Like we have literally almost all the machines. Like we have a machine, we have the hip thrust machine that works your ass. Like all these other machines, they didn't have that back then. So it's kind of like what they knew and what they were beginning to figure out as well, because as they did more, as they began to train more, more people started to figure things out. Like you got people like Vince Duranda, who created his own machines, his own exercises. So they started to figure it out for sure. All right, but guys, these are the 3 reasons. Do a quick recap. Number 1, they work, and they work the best. Google it. Google EMG studies on, you know, exercises like bench press, curls. You'll see that they rank so much higher than any machine, any other exercise, any complicated, you know, variation of other exercise out there. They're at the best, the very best. They will fatigue and stimulate most of the muscle fibers in that muscle when doing that exercise. And number 2, they're simple. Always learn the basics first. If you don't learn the basics first, how do you expect to do the complicated stuff first? You know, it doesn't make any sense. Have your foundation built so you can, and it's gonna set you up huge for muscle building, huge. Anybody who's ever built a solid foundation always saw massive results. Guys like Franco Columbus, Arnold, Mike Mentzer, all these guys started off with powerlifting, Olympic lifting, or, you know, actually both of either one, and they saw incredible results when it came to transitioning to bodybuilding. Frank Zane powerlifted before, became an incredible bodybuilder. Arnold powerlifted before, and then became an incredible bodybuilder. Same thing with Franco too, became an incredible bodybuilder. Always set up your foundation very well. Number 3, last, it's really only what they knew. 1940s wasn't a lot of machines back then. They didn't have all these cables, all these, you know, machine pull downs. You know, they had a, you know, a lap pull down, but I guess some of those machines were rare to come around because you had to build them yourself, or you had to have the gym owner build it. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was valuable to you. Hope I sort of changed your mind on doing all these other fancy stuff that everybody else has been doing, because I've been doing the same thing for many years. I've been training old school, using all the basic exercises, doing full body, upper lower, push pull, but with really basic exercises like bench pressing, incline pressing, squats, and literally I've seen the best results I've ever seen than any other form of training. And I continue to see like good results. And a lot of people keep asking the same question: Dan, what are you doing now? You know, what is your training like? I'm like, dude, I've been doing the same thing for years. I've been training old school, using the basic rep ranges, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 8 to 12. You know, none of this other like 20 reps here, 10 reps there, or like reverse pyramid. Like, no. Like all those old school guys didn't do that. They just did really basic rep ranges, basic exercises, and they saw incredible freaking results. All right. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a comment below if you got any questions. With that being said, subscribe for more videos like this. Give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I'm Old School Dan. I'm gone. Peace.